Good morning, nerds. It's your boy, the OG GM, coming to you live on what looks like to be the first official real day of spring. The sun is out, the sky is clear, and it looks to be a gorgeous day. That said, it's the 31st of May in the year of our Lord Hello Kitty 2023. It's about 8:30 in the morning, and it's time to take a look at all the physical product that should be, might be, could be at your friendly local game store, should you be lucky enough to live in a town that has a friendly local game store that actively supports role-playing. Unless you live in Ventura, where we have 6, which don't in any way, shape, or form. I mean, how many other people can say that they live within a 20-minute drive of half a dozen game stores, none of which actively supports tabletop role-playing games? But I'm not bitter. Anyways, let's see what is out there this week and if any of these are worth our hard-earned money. And apparently we've got a few weird ones this week. So from a company called Infinite Black, we have the Miskatonic Lower Library DM screen. It's a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition DM screen measuring 40 inches by 8.5 inches for $20. So it's basically a Miskatonic Library themed D&D screen. I mean, so it's got books on one side and with skulls on them and the titles of Miskatonic type, things you would find in the Miskatonic library, like cocaine and alligators. And then it's got the usual 5e rules on the other side. A lot of references to Lovecraft. So I guess you're hoping that the people who are looking at your DM screen during the game get the Lovecraftian Miskatonic references, even though you're playing D&D and not Call of Cthulhu. Now, Miskatonic University themed DM screen for Call of Cthulhu or a horror game would make way more sense than a Miskatonic University Library DM screen for 5e, a game that has very little, if any, Lovecraftian influences in anymore. And it's $19 for a DM screen. Or you could just go to the, do what we did as the kids. You just got to get, a couple peachy folders and staple them together and make your DM screen. Bam. $3 at the 99-cent store. From Paradigm Comsix for Dungeons & Dragons 5e, we have Codex of the Mind. It's a $50 supplement for 5e that brings psionics into 5e. Now, I was asking earlier a couple different people if psionics already wore in 5e. And apparently they're not. Apparently there have been some attempts to make 5e psionic systems, but they just sort of read like another spell system. The big thing about psionics when they were first introduced is that anybody could have them. You roll percentile, and there was a chance you could get a psionic, and then there was a chance you could get a good psionic, and some of them were pretty game-breaking, especially with you had a first or second level character that was wandering around with psychic powers that in 3.5 and 3 that let them do things that a higher level character could do. And the rules were just kind of wacky and didn't really work with the, rules, but then it's like, aren't they just different type of spells? Aren't you just a different type of spellcaster whose special effect is psionic instead of magic? So at this day and age, is there room for a psionic themed class as opposed to just like, I don't know, making a mind warlock, or aren't they just different takes on spells, really? I don't know. From Breaker Press, we have stuff for Dungeon Crawl Classics. Yay! My current favorite OSR game that I'm not working on. We have something called Around the Fire, the Coin Swallower, the Outlier, the Canine, and the Bruiser. If you've introduced rules to be able to have player character dogs in DCC, brilliant. So these are adventures and pamphlets and zines for different classes. The $3 adventure for Around the Common Fire. $5 for the classes, and apparently they are entering new classes, the Coin Swallower, which I guess is a type of town crier character who I've never heard them referred to as Coin Swallower, Bruiser, and what could be my currently favorite, being able to play a dog in Dungeon Crawl Classic. Aaron, Aaron, I want to play a dog in Dungeon Crawl classes. These are all like $5. So yes. From Max Moon Games for Mörk Borg, we have Abyss of Hallucination Volume 2. This is a soft cover for $25. It's a setting inspired by Aleister Crowley's writings. It's the intertextual adventure, 6 new enemies, 7 new locations, all new horrible things to unload on your Mörk Borg players. But it comes in a cute, bright pink folder that looks vaguely like something from Sailor Moon. So it could be misleading, though I don't know. Mörk Borg meets Sailor Moon sounds really fun. Like when I was talking to the Wretched people the other day, I was like, dude, we should totally do Wretched Magical Girls, because that would just be awesome. And disappointing. From Exalted Furo, we have Trapped in an Endless IKEA for Liminal Horror. Hey, this is my idea. Don't be stealing my idea. This is a soft-covered supplement for $10. You play characters trapped in an IKEA for all eternity. So basically, the back rooms, but without furniture. With furniture. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been in an IKEA when the lights are down, or like, when they're switching from daylight to night lights, because that place is spooky. I mean, IKEAs are just innately frightening. If there's any place on earth that is a mega dungeon / the kind of place where Liminal Horror could cross over, Bed Bath & Beyond / IKEA, those places are just, they're just weird. Like, have you ever noticed there's no way to get out of an IKEA once you're in? From Need Games, we have the Fabula Ultima core rulebook and an adventure for Fabula Ultima called Press Start. The rulebook is $30 and the adventure is $7, which is weird because Fabula Ultima has been on the market for over a year, because I remember talking about it in like one of my very first videos when I moved to Site B. So why are you saying it's on the shelves now? It's been on the shelves for a while. Maybe it's now on the shelves for here in America, but then what was the copy I was talking about a year ago? Anyways, if you want a Japanese-inspired role-playing game that has received relatively good reviews and was #1 selling on the market for a while, this one's available for $30. And that is it for today. Nothing really stands out. I mean, $20 for a DM screen, and the only cool thing is it's got skulls on it. Psionics and 5e. Character class, dog. Right there. That's my winner. Yep. I want to be able to play a dog in DCC, Aaron. Bright pink horror. I love the potential of this. I love the fact that, it's a Mörk Borg supplement based upon the writings of Aleister Crowley, but it's bright pink and looks like something you would find at a stationery store for Hello Kitty / Sailor Moon. And I don't know, somehow Sailor Moon Mörk Borg just sounds really appealing to me. Not that I don't love Sailor Moon. Then we got Trapped in an Endless IKEA, which you literally stole from me. And a game that's been out for a year, but apparently now is only available on stores as opposed to a year ago when it was only available in digital. No. Sailor Moon Mörk Borg. Yeah, that just sounds fun. If any of these sound like something you want to invest in, head on over to your friendly local game store and, pick it up. Make sure you tell them the OG GM sent you, and they'll tell you they have no idea who I am. Unless you live where I live, but I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter Jay, who said he was going to actively support role-playing in his brand new role-playing game store and then did absolutely nothing to actively support role-playing. I'm not bitter. Till next time, I'm the OG GM. Maybe if you're feeling generous, instead of spending money on any of those projects, you could just sign up for my Patreon or head on over to Big Geek Emporium and pick up my merch while it's still on there. Or grab yourself a copy of Wretched Vigilantes, which I wrote with my friends Miguel and Sylvia. Till next time, see ya.